Hi guys, welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. If you're just joining us, please kindly subscribe to this channel and don't forget to give us a thumbs up. My people, this video you're about to watch, they talk say two heads are better than one. Oh. And if two persons they do something, una begin they fight, they get head, good like that. May I just hang out for there? May you listen to this man and see what is happening and everything that's been going on. I'll be right back.
Being 9th of March 2025, Igwe Batobie, General Gento, is here to prove to Biafrans that he's true son of the soil. And he's here to swear an oath so that you people will understand the reason why he's crying on social media.
Gento the Yahoo, I've come once again. Today's date being 9th of March 2025. Bayanko, Lobodan, Balibo, and Biafra at large. I have come to clear myself over the allegation that was thrown by Ugo 247. Ugo 247, I want to make it openly to you today. And for Biafrans to understand that I can defend myself in all corners. I am pulling out my slippers today. This is it. And I want Biafrans to confirm it. Oburule eziokwu eziokwu na mu receive only 1 naira. Mu Gento the Yahoo receive only 1 naira. From Ngozi Rabeze since Nnamdi PM nwere problem onwe. Onolaka finish government. Ana mekubi okwu alobochi taa. Mu Gento the Yahoo anokwala ndu wefa ala Biafra. Mana I am assuring all of you, Olahu Linu ha, wele gwego Biafrans, le bukula unu, unu butego Biafrans una de bukula kunu mena no lo hela tafu. Let Biafrans understand this, that Biafrans soldiers are suffering. The Biafran Liberation Armies are suffering. Owuru datina, onwe Ngozi Rabeze, we that are Lamu Gento in this life. Asumu mwala Biafra. Elulala nrolum, Igwe koha nrolum, mmiri no la Biafra nrolum, alamdo doroko nrolum, lobochi tata bonkwo. The 9th of March 2025. Ugo 247. Ola unu ha wele bukpego Biafra. Unu ya nondo. Wepo Biafra. Manuna ama nondo. Weri he no lime Biafra. And ana me suchi ofo. Owo na me rie ego. Na lime Biafra na ata fufu bilohia. Ana eba anye bubo na ina kidnapper. While we are not doing any kidnapper. We are here suffering for Biafrans. And you people are all the whole the nations and for Biafran pocket for you people to use it to help men on ground. And you people are telling Biafra, making Biafra to understand that men on ground is okay, men on ground is doing well. Nothing. They are not giving us anything. Pardon. And Nana Makuchi or follow Botita. So time to Ekuya, Goya de Leka. He said, he said, he said, I know Bochelano. And when did you could be Biafra Gotamola Linua? Well, I may Biafra Selilo, I may Biafra Kuchua Botita. He said, Biafrans all over the world, I greet you all. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending where you are watching me from. I want to...
And you're telling me that that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. We are in one Nigeria. We are not going anywhere. And you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money and positions. So that they will come out on the pages of newspapers to give the world the misleading impression that everything is okay, when things are not okay. Go through the statements of Ohaneze and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back and say Nigeria is one. We must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, you say Nigeria is not working. You're marginalized. You are being discriminated against, you're suffering, they're killing you everywhere, and you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I've subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Atiku Abubakar wrote to President Biden. In it, Atiku Abubakar said to come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said it because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not educated. When I say, they say I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of you are not educated. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we were born, where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year Festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, you let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou, go to Yaoundé in Cameroon. Everybody living in the capital cities of Africa, they go back to their villages. They go back to their tribes where they come from. Do they do that in the Western world? During Christmas, these people migrating from, oh, I come from Florida, I'm going to Florida. No, you don't. Because people come from where they are born. We come from where our ancestors were born. That is the difference between black people in Africa and those from Europe and other parts of the world. We come from, so if you ask somebody, where do you come from? He or she will mention their village. That is what makes us Africans. It's very, very unique. If you destroy that, you're finished as a people. In Africa, we are tribal. First and foremost, we belong to our tribe where we come from. That is why our people need to appreciate this. Very, very critical. That Africa is restructured to recognize where people come from. All these artificial creations by Europeans, Nigeria, this, that, all that rubbish. That is why you can never ever make any progress for the next 6 billion years. You can never ever make any progress in the zoo. Why is it, if we are not tribal, why would the whole presidency come out, Fulani presidency come out and say, we are defending Fulani headsmen? A presidency of the whole of Nigeria, so to speak. It is because by instinct, we are tribal beings in Africa. That is why Nigeria is unsustainable. That is why the man from Ishekiri has to vote to say, this is where I want to belong to. That is why referendum is the only way forward. That is why Africa is poor. Africans must recognize that this is who we are. You cannot live in Lagos if you're an Igbo man. During Christmas, you start traveling to Sokoto. It's impossible. You must go to Igbo land. You must. That's where you come from. And if they ask you, oh, but you were born in Lagos, you will say, no, that's where my parents come from. They ask your parents will say, that's where my parents come from. They will keep going back until they get to perhaps the 100th generation. That is who we are. And nobody can change it. We are not born on the streets. Some people were born along Ijora or Kota Highway in Lagos. Maybe they are from Urobo. You ask them, where are you from? They say, I'm from Urobo. But I was born in, but this is where I come from. That is who we are. That is why all these useless, idiotic countries created in Africa cannot survive. It can never ever survive. And how do we stop it? Only a revolution can stop it. Only a revolution. If you like, keep postponing it. If you like, keep putting it off forever and ever. Only a revolution can solve this very problem, because under a revolution, the powers that be, those that be making your life a misery, will be overthrown. Nobody will say it's a coup anymore. It is called popular uprising. Don't let anybody deceive you. Don't let anybody deceive you. And that is why today some soldiers are listening and they are resigning from the army. How can you be a soldier in the Nigerian army and your village is being occupied by Fulani headsmen? Imagine those from Oyo or Ondo serving in the Nigerian army. These are my Yoruba brothers who are serving in the Nigerian army. You are from Yoruba, you are serving in the Nigerian army. doing one Nigeria. But your village is being occupied by a Fulani. The same people you are serving, or you claim you are serving, your village is under occupation by them. And to make matters worse, those you are serving under their flag, one Nigeria, and the Arabic inscription, or should I say the motto of Ottoman Danfodio, to tell you how foolish Nigerians are. You don't know that the Nigerian emblem, the army emblem of Nigeria, is the motto of Ottoman Danfodio that he used to conquer Hausa people. You don't know that it is there. That's what they're using. You're fighting under the banner of your conquerors. Maybe in Sambisa forest. And now they are sending their advanced strike force into your village. And you're doing one Nigeria. I'm a Nigerian soldier. I'm a Nigerian army. That is why I commend the 127 soldiers that have resigned so far from the army. If you don't do these things I'm asking you to do, you will, when the time comes, as I'm telling them now, remember 2015, remember 2014, remember 2013, I told you all these things. I told you what was going to happen, and now they have all happened before your eyes. You've seen it. I'm warning you now. If you're serving in the Nigerian army, and you think you're loyal to Buratai, you think I'm serving my Nigeria is not a fatherland or motherland to anybody. Nigeria is not a motherland or fatherland to anybody. Nigeria is purely a British creation. A British creation. Because if Nigeria was to be a nation or country, there is no way those that call themselves the presidency Asoro can come out to support illegality in Ondo State. Because they know they are doing it for that. Why do you think they want to avenge and revenge for Sir Ahmadu Bello? Why? They knew that Ahmadu Bello and his people, so to speak, were fighting for them. They understood that. At the time, the Hausa people thought that the Fulani was fighting for them, but today it's very clear. I asked you a simple question when I began. Are you hearing Hausa Fulani anymore? No, it's only Fulani, because they have taken over the entire corner. That is one thing you need to understand. People must begin to appreciate this. If you are in the Nigerian army and you're serving the Nigerian army, you are only paving the way for the conquest of your village, the rape of your daughters, and the abduction of your mothers. I'm telling you this. You are in the Nigerian army, yes. But what the Fulanis have got in store for you is to overwhelm and to conquer you. I feel sorry for those of you who are so foolish that they cannot reason.
100 years of amalgamation. Igbos, what hope in Nigeria? 100 years of amalgamation. Igbos, what hope in Nigeria? He is also the writer of Dangote's 10 commandments on money. I don't know if it has entered the 11th commandment, but he wrote Dangote's 10 commandments on money and some other books. He's going to tell us, you know, I can't really mention all of them now, right now. But then, let me let you know that I have some persons who call him doctor, some persons who call him professor, some persons who call him speaker, some persons who call him journalist, some persons who call him, but he is Peter Anosike, simply Peter Anosike. Good to have you join us.
Well, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. This is the month of marching forward.
Of course, of course.
So we have to march forward.
Of course, of course. The real deal. All right. Hey, recently I told you that there are some key statements made by Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida. All right. That have been made 11 years ago. All right. I told you that, if you remember. Beautiful. And I also told you that IBB decided to say some of the things he wanted Nigerians to hear. This is me quoting, you know, this book, you know, 100 years of amalgamation, Igbos, what hope in Nigeria. I'm quoting a part of this book right now. So that's why I decided to bring Anosike on board so we can hear from him. He said a whole lot of things before IBB started talking. He will break down all of these things Nigerians don't know, all of these hidden things. All right, it's time to confess. Everyone is confessing. It is time for Anosike too to probably confess. Peter Anosike, let's talk. First of all, I want to ask you, what really inspired the writing of this book, 100 Years of Amalgamation, Igbos, What Hope in Nigeria? What actually inspired you?
Well, it's a good question, and you know, in Nigeria, basically, 99% of the population are in darkness. They don't know what is going on under their feet. We are being ruled by people who are not transparent. People who the word truth is very far from them. And I'm not a type that will live comfortably in such a world, because in every country of the world there are classified informations.
Classified information.
There are classified information.
Beautiful.
But classified information doesn't go beyond the 25, highest 50 years, because people need to know what happened. Understand me? People want to know what happened, and the reason for having classified information is because there is a belief that time heals wounds. Understand me?
Yeah.
Maybe if something happened now, it is still hot, people's head will be boiling and so on and so forth. But after some years, they will calm down.
Calm.
So after that calm, people need to know what really happened. People who want to know what really happened. Just like now in the United States, Donald Trump had decided that he's going to classify the assassination of John Kennedy.
Yeah.
Because since his assassination in 1963, there have been speculations. Was it a mafia group? Was it a CIA? Understand me? But Donald Trump said, I'm going to let Americans know how John F. Kennedy was assassinated. Because it is over 50 years. And basically, most of the actors are not, if they are still alive, they are no more active. But Americans need to know what really happened. But in Nigeria, they don't tell us anything. Understand me?
They try to hide history.
They hide it forever and ever. And for me, it shouldn't be. People get to know. People get to know. Now, Babangida has come up with his own book. Understand? Trying to kind of, but everything was just he was just scratching history on the surface.
You think he's scratching history with all of those things he said?
Babangida scratched history on the surface. Okay. An instance. Why did Ibrahim Babangida, Murtala Muhammad, and the Shehu Yaradua overthrew government? Overthrew the Gowon's government? Have they told us? It's not in Babangida's book. But Babangida was one of the people that spearheaded the overthrow of Gowon's government. Reason for Igbo hatred. Did he put it in his book? It's not there. Understand me? It is not there. After the Civil War, Gowon came out with his 3R. Understand me? Reconciliation. That's reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation. That's of Igbo people. Reconciliation means bringing Igbos back to Nigeria. Understand me? That is reconciliation, bringing Igbos back to Nigeria. Then reconstruction, that's all the damages that were done in the southeast, building it back, that's reconstruction. Then rehabilitation of the Igbo people, that's his 3R. But Babangida Yaradua said that it is unnecessary, that Gowon shouldn't do that. Was it in Babangida's book? The answer is no.
Okay.
The answer is no. Babangida never put that in his book. The two reasons why Babangida, Yaradua, Murtala Muhammad overthrew Gowon was, one, because Gowon appointed one engineer Odo, a Canterbury man from River State, who they called the Igbo people, the general manager of Nigerian National Oil Corporation, now NNPC. Understand me?
Of course.
Gowon appointed Engineer Odo the general manager of NNOC then, which is now NNPC. When the announcement was made, Murtala Mohammed walked out of the room. Understand me? Why is this man giving Igbo people an appointment? Understand me? People that went to war. Babangida joined. Understand me? Yar'Adua joined. Understand me? That was the main reason why Gowon was overthrown. So Babangida was fully in that queue with Yar'Adua and Murtala Mohammed.
Okay.
Understand me?
Sure.
So is it in his book? It's not in his book. Understand? So it was a kind of Gowon trying to bring the Igbo back to the country was the main reason why he was overthrown. Then
he was overthrown for the sake of the Igbos.
For trying to bring, I said, the appointment of Engineer Odo as the general manager of Nigeria National Oil Corporation, which is now the NNPC.
Okay.
And okay, since then till date, has an Igbo man become the MD of NNPC? Or the answer is no.
Okay.
The answer is no. Then in January 1, 1973, they changed our currency from pounds to naira. Our currency was changed from pounds to naira. And they came up with that name, Naira, N-A-I-R-A, isn't it? One. People thought that name, Naira, came from Nigeria. It is and I.
What? Okay.
Understand me?
Go ahead. Yeah.
That name didn't come from Nigeria.
Because what we know is Naira, Nigeria.
No.
Okay.
That word means never allow Igbo rule again.
Are you sure it's not just coined to, favor the Igbos?
Coined to favor the Igbos.
To please you.
Eh?
To make it look as if, okay, yeah, that's the real meaning.
That, I say, at that point in time, the members of the Supreme Military Council, all of them don't want anything Igbo. I said, the reason why Gowon was overthrown was because he wanted, one, he declared his 3R, reconciliation, reconstruction and rehabilitation of the Igbos, which Babangida, he's still alive. Babangida, Yar'Adua, that's Shehu Yar'Adua, the elder brother of Musa Yar'Adua, and the Murtala Mohammed said that it is unnecessary. That Igbos don't need to be brought back into this country. I'm quoting what is that it is unnecessary.
Okay.
Then, when Engineer Odo was appointed the general manager of NNOC, then now NNPC, I said Murtala walked out of that office in anger. What is this man trying to do? Do you understand me?
Sure.
So the anger against the Igbo by those members of the Supreme Military Council was heavy. Okay, is there any country in the world that derive the name of their currency from their country?
Alright guys, thank you very much for staying to the end of this video. So what's your take on this? Let's hear from you. Kindly drop your comments below the comment section. Share this video, let it go viral. Let Nigerians, especially the Biafrans, understand what is happening today. Thank you and may God bless you all. Please share this video, let it go viral. Thank you.
Biafra.